All right, that was incredible. Such a well-rounded series of conversations. We got one more for you before we turn things over to the block party. Who's going over to the block party after this? All right, cool. Maybe we can all walk over together, unless that's not allowed. I don't know. But right now we're going to close out, and I get the privilege of introducing my good friend, someone who's doing tremendous things in the EdTech world. I'm going to let him come up to the stage. Again, we got about 10 more minutes, and then we can all head over to the block party. So Mati Barbero, School in One, come through, brother. All right. So Mati, man, so much to talk about with you. I know we only got 10 minutes, but first and foremost, I just want to say congratulations on the raise. You know, having met Appoderado and the team and have been firsthand witness to this journey, congrats. I know how difficult it is to raise in EdTech. Tell us about School in One. Tell us about the impact that's already happened in Chile and your vision for what you see this next phase to be.
Okay, so thank you, everyone. And thank you, Carlos, for the space. I want to thank also my co-founder there, Ignacio Leiva, who is also supporting me, and Enzo, who is back in Chile closing big deals there, hopefully coming soon. Racing around is hard, but I'll be honest, we pitched once and we got it. It was a smart money, we got the guy. He was deeply interested in investing in people. I think that was the most important thing. We had a great team back in Chile, 35 people, 700 schools, 120 cities, you know, tremendous team. Actually, I got into the company because of that. That was the thing that brought my attention, you know what I mean? We have an excellent product. We did the spin-off, and we raised the money in order to launch the product in the US, hopefully by the end of the month. But yeah, we're in that stage, like, we raised $500,000. Back in Chile, as I was saying, we have 700,000 users. We are the number one first-rated application in Google Store, App Store, and we're looking to generate some noise, some innovation also around the education industry here in the US. That's why we raised the money, and that's why we raised the fund. Yeah, happy and excited to be here. We launched the operations like 2 months ago, so excited to what's going to happen.
Incredible, man. Yeah, we're excited to have you back in the ecosystem and really building, raising 500,000, extending the work from Chile to here, thinking about the 700,000 users you have there. You know, today on this stage, we've had some great founder stories, people who have talked about why they do what they do, kind of like the mission behind it. And in EdTech, a lot of times the founders have some connection, major connections to why they're fixing some of the road behind them. Can you tell a little bit about the founders? I know you have shared a little bit about the impact you want to make, but what about that story? What about some of the founders? What's the vision of School in One and that impact?
So, we do have a mission. Everything started 10 years ago. And so what was the idea? It's a long story there, and he had a personal, thing that happened with his brother who deserted out of school. And it was because there was no fluent communication between the school and the parents. And he was like, I'm going to fix that. So that's the real pain point when you have someone in your family that, has like a problem. So he launched the company. They've been doing like a great traction back in Latin America. And we decided to do the spin-off. So back in Latin America, we were called Appoderado, and now in the US, we're called School in One. I'll be honest, I forgot the question. What was that?
No, about so you shared the mission of the founders, his brother's story, and then like how's that impacting the way that the company is formed and just makes decisions?
I mean, impact is the most important thing. If you think about it, there's many industries that you can generate impact, but when I started to work with different, technological industries, EdTech caught my attention. Because if you think about it, the most important asset as human beings we have, of course, is like health and stuff, but education. That's why the US is running so good. You guys have been being very well educated, and that's what we are trying to impact back in Latin America. Decrease the rate of dropout. That's how we call it. So being part of a company and specifically an industry, but let's go back to the company that is generating impact around education. Well, I mean, it's great, and it's also a feeling that we share with everyone in the team, not only Ignacio, not only the other founders, but everyone, even the developers. So yeah, it's definitely great to be part of the team.
That's incredible. I mean, I've seen it firsthand. I got to meet the team.
Yeah.
You know, I get to talk to a lot of EdTech founders and watch the journey, especially in South Florida. We have some phenomenal EdTech stories. You know, we've seen Nearpod grow, get acquired. We've seen Duolingo. We've seen so many of these EdTech stories. And now, you know, during COVID, EdTech was investment dollars the most in history.
Yeah.
Now,
keeps growing. Industry keeps growing. It's everyone, government's agenda. There's also no innovation around that. You know, we see the same old-fashioned softwares not innovating. That's where we saw the gap. It's like, it's been 20 years now. Nobody's innovating here. Nobody's thinking around, you know, the teachers. No one is paying attention to what's going on around this, you know, the information that the student generates. That's why, you know, School in One is, I believe, one of the most powerful SIS ever.
And SIS, for those of you non-EdTechers,
that's very technical.
Student Information System. So I want to hear a little bit, if we think about, like I said, during COVID, you know, remote learning, everything happened so fast. People saw the market. We saw some companies get acquired, workforce. Now, to your point, districts, schools, educators, they're being more selective about what they pick. There's more analysis. Talk a little, and you mentioned, as you just mentioned, that you saw that there was kind of the same cookie cutter things. Talk about School in One's features that basically stand out among this whole sea of EdTech.
Yeah, it's definitely a difficult industry. Districts, that's a long-term play. I don't think we're gonna play there. It's like, because we have other plans in the short term. Obviously, and by the way, we are targeting charter networks and private schools. I'm looking forward to have our first pilot by the end of next month. About features, calendar, rostering, multi-language. But I guess the most importantly is the friendly user experience. So nowadays, softwares, and I keep hearing parents and teachers, they're like, bro, I gotta study how to get this thing working. I mean, you know, right, Carlos? And it's like, we're trying to, have a seamless experience, friendly user, something that is customizable, let's call it this way, like the Monday.com for students' information system, something that you can generate reports out of that, put the dashboard, whatever you want to see from your kid if you're a parent, whatever you want to see if you're the teacher, and obviously, again, a good looking and a fresh experience. I guess what people is looking nowadays, not like an old-fashioned software, right?
Yeah, I mean, you hit it on the head. The user experience, the simplicity, but also the impact quality. So the bang for your buck. If we think about School in One, based on where you are now, what are some of your needs? How can the community help School in One? How can they get involved?
I guess we're looking to connect. We're definitely looking to connect with charter networks and private schools. That's our goal. That's my personal goal, to get the traction here in the U.S. That's why we raised the $500,000 round. And you know what? We are looking at our first partner, because we don't see the schools as clients. I think they're more like partners. And we are looking to co-build the final version of the product, work side by side with each of the schools, give the attention they need. Because, again, I feel like current companies that are working with the student information systems, again, they not only look like old-fashioned, it's more like they don't pay attention, and they haven't been innovating for the last 20 years. They haven't been here, their client. We want to be that startup, have that vibe of like, hey, we're listening to you, what do you want, how do you want to build, and we have a team ready to do that.
That's awesome, man. I mean, I'm excited to see it. As we close out, I'm sure we have a lot of people here who are entrepreneurial, thinking about it. You transition from, different capacity to now taking the lead of this. What advice do you have for other, entrepreneurs or people who are looking to make a change, take a risk? What advice can you share that's been helpful for you? Keep
working, even though someone, tries to push you down, take you down. Keep working, keep building. If you have a goal, like a personal goal, and you see that, you see yourself like in 5 years somewhere else, work for that and work hard. There's nothing easy, and that's my piece of advice. Like, you know, if you feel that you want to do that, just go for it. And even if you feel sometimes afraid, you're going to have some problems and some pain points down the road, but, the most important thing is like have passion and keep going, keep running the thing because you're going to make it. That's my piece of advice for every entrepreneur or even for the community around entrepreneurship. So, yeah.
Love it. Well, that's our time. Let's hear it for Mati, please, and School in One. We appreciate it. We're excited. So that's schoolinone.com.
Yep, it's the
schoolinone.com. You can check it out.
Yeah, Mati Barbero on LinkedIn, Ignacio Leiva on LinkedIn, Lucio O'Brien on LinkedIn, also Enzo Agüero. And yeah, happy to connect.
Cool.
Of course, yeah. Keep building the community.
Tomorrow we'll be here on the Launchpad stage, same time. Actually, earlier, we have a whole other series of fireside chats and presentations. So that's our time. We have a party to go to. So thank you all. Thank you, Mati. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Thank you. Bye.